Welcome into Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today and use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P, Joe Pizzapia. That, of course, is the Welsh, and it's you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks. It's a Monday morning. We're all kind of limping into the office, I feel like, a little bit today. It was a fun weekend. Got to hang out with the kiddos. My good friend Dan Strafford, friend of ours, Welsh, made it down with his kids. So his kids, my kids, everyone out in the pool, barbecuing. It was a good time. Welsh, how was your weekend, my friend?
It was solid. It was 100,000 degrees. I went out to the Rangers Royals complex on Saturday to see first round pick Nolan Chanel by the Angels, who, you know how the Angels go. This is one of the top one of the top college hitters. So he's in rookie ball today. I'm expecting by like August 20th for him to be in the majors because this is an Angels prospect. Wow. They don't develop. I'm joking. Yeah. They don't develop them. They just throw them up to the majors.
Shots fired.
Yeah, this is just one of those guys that, he is mature. He's one of the best college hitters, and we'll most likely see him a year from now in the majors because the Angels do not like to develop players. They just like to throw them up. So that's what I did. Super hot, sweating a lot, and excited to be here and shaving the sides too.
Yeah, I know. It looks very, very nice today. Very a tight fade. I just got a notification on my phone that Jackson Holiday's going to be in town here. Somerset Patriots and the Double-A Yankees. So
you have to.
I might have to. I might have to go see Little Debbie himself and see what all the fuss is about. Let's get to the headlines from the weekend. Elite Jesus Luzardo struck out a career high 13 batters, not too shabby on Sunday. Yeah, it was the Rockies, but so what? I don't care. Another incredible performance from Luzardo. He has finally developed into, I feel like, like a good 5 years later, the pitcher that everybody was so excited about in Oakland. And sometimes it takes guys longer, and sometimes, for whatever reasons, the lefties take a little longer too sometimes. But Luzardo has really been just a revelation for that Marlins team, which the Marlins are kind of been going in the wrong direction in the last, 10, 15 games. But that was obviously going to happen. Shohei Ohtani. Oh, go ahead.
Luzardo? He's moving, well, just a little bit. He's just moving into maybe the best pitcher on this team with the Sandy stuff. 26.
I don't know if there's a maybe about it. How's that?
Well, I mean, if you're going to take everything that happened with Sandy for the beginning of this year, if you're going to take a 4-month track record over, the totality of it, I don't know if I'm ready to say that, but 26 swinging strikes for Luzardo. 13 of 20 swings were for whiffs on the slider. That's a 65% swing and miss rate. A 53 swing and miss rate on the changeup. He had 9 whiffs on that sucker and over 40 CSW on both those pitches. Fastball was good. He looks awesome, commanding. He is very, very tough to hit right now. You don't mess with the Jesus.
You said it, man. Oh, man. I'm a Lebowski. You're a Blowski. And Joe Pizzapia abides. Shohei Ohtani also abides, or Shohei Ohtani, depending on how we want to refer to him. 36th home run, not too shabby on Saturday. Angels victories just piling up. The schedule could not have been worse, I think. It's just, I think this is going to end poorly. I hope it doesn't. I want to preface this, Welsh, because everyone thinks that I'm doom and gloom, and I'm not. I think it would be great if the Angels somehow... That? I do. I am at my core an optimist. I think it would be a fun story if the Angels somehow stayed afloat in this really easy path of the schedule, swept the Yankees, crushing up on the Pirates. Mike Trout comes back healthy. They backdoor their way into the playoffs, and then next thing you know, they get to the World Series. It would be a great story. But I also live in the real world, and I live in the economics of Major League Baseball, and I'm looking from an analyst point of view at the at the Angels roster, and I just think it's a false hope. That's all.
You know what we should do? I think we should do one of these days this week. We should take all of the rumors, the trade rumors are out there, because the crazy thing with Ohtani is every team's social media account I've seen, or high end reporters are putting out potential trades. I've seen the Oriole version of a trade, the Diamondback version of a trade.
Oh, I went through all of them.
We should see if we can collect all of them. Yeah, we should see if we can collect all of them and do.
I have them right now.
Okay,
you want to do it today?
I mean, you can do it today if you want. I don't think we have time to do it today.
What do you want? You want to do it today? I mean,
you have the Diamondback one? You have the Oriole one?
I have the Yankees, Orioles, Rangers, and Dodgers ones right at my disposal right now from TV on Sunday.
If you want to do it right now, we can do it right now.
I'll do it if you want to do it.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks want it. It's your show, Peanuts and Cracker Jacks. Let us know if you want to do that. If so, we'll talk about these Ohtani packages, and if not, then we'll do it tomorrow. You let us know. All right, let's talk about the Rangers. Nady Eovaldi's scheduled start to be skipped. By the way, we talked about his velocity being down, so it's something to watch, something to monitor. Lucas Giolito pitched 5 scoreless innings, struck out 9 guys on Sunday. Could be his last start for the Bucks. Austin Riley, I wish I had picked him instead of Matt Olson all weekend. Jeez, he had 5 straight days with a homer, and then eventually Sunday he had an over. But man, Austin Riley spot on. Again, giant credit to Wonky Penguin, who wrote a big thing about this a couple weeks ago. Austin Riley was underrated, undervalued. You should be trading for him. Boy, was she right. Also this weekend, Tanner Bybee, fantastic performance against the Phillies. 8 Ks, 7 scoreless innings. He is really starting to look like another one of these front-end rotation guys. I'm going to have so much Tanner Bybee next year. It's not even crazy. And then a couple trade things to talk about. Mark Feinsand, who you can actually believe instead of JP Morosi, actually was talking about the Reds have let teams know that Jonathan India is available, which makes sense. They have a plethora of infielders, and India is closer to arbitration and all that stuff. So I get that. So it makes a lot of sense. Welsh, your thoughts on India being on the block, and could he bring back a Giolito?
Jefe, what is a plethora? Sorry.
Hey, plethora of
Three amigos. Yeah. Three amigos. I'm sorry. What did you ask me? Where do I think he's going to go?
I think, is India Giolito enough? Like, is that enough, or you've got to go India plus for a guy like Giolito?
No, you don't. Actually, I don't hate to always do it, but the Diamondbacks are actually being reported as in conversations with Giolito. Here's the positive about Giolito: 1-year contract. So this is a rental. He is a pure rental because he's a free agent after this year. The rumor was that it was going to take Brandon Pfaadt for Giolito. I don't think that's going to happen now. Brandon Pfaadt actually had a good start this weekend. Moved over to the first base side of the rubber and went 5. He put 16 down straight, and then he gave up 3 straight homers, which was ridiculous. But really good positive signs for him. So a rental is not going to cost that, but the White Sox want pitching, and it's not going to cost. You're not going to make that move unless India. I don't know. I think India has control for 2 more years, maybe. So I don't think you're dealing with an arbitrational like free agent or anything. So you're not going to get India for Giolito happen because India's too much. I'm actually still shocked that this is going on. India's a really good player. It's like more of a premium second baseman that's available out there.
But you have surplus if you're the Reds. So if you're going to move India, you want a pitcher back that you control for more than 1 year too. That's the whole point I'm making. Like if you're going to move a player into somebody who's young that you have control over, you don't want a pitcher that's a rental. I think that's the only thing. If you're the Reds, the India move as a pitcher is not for 2 months. It's a pitcher for 2 months and all of next season minimum.
The weird thing about this is it's like the Reds are trading a piece that can help them now. They've got to trade it, in my mind, to a pseudo team. It's not a completely rebuilding team. It's like a team that it's like, all right, this isn't the year. We're getting close. You know who came to my mind, but they're not going to happen because it's the same division, but the Cubs. The Cubs would have been like a perfect one where it's like, all right, they're kind of trying to retool. They're not trying to completely implode this thing where it could have been like a Marcus Stroman for India, but you're not going to have divisional stuff. So I get you'd have to kind of like, I don't know. I'd have to start looking at
more to that point too, based on that conversation we had last week, I just popped in my head because of what you said. I can't do it because it's in the division. If we got rid of divisions, the player movement would be really interesting. And then overall, teams would be more apt to make these moves. They would feel like, I don't care, rivalry, not rivalry. They're not in our division. It's just the American League and the National League. We're trying to win next year.
Yeah.
That would be good because then more organizations would have shots at turning over organizations that are failing better, quicker.
Here's a team. How about the Mariners? Yeah. The Mariners are one of those that they don't feel they're quiet of it. And what do they have? What do they have, Joe? Bullpen.
Starting pitching.
Paul Sewald.
Bullpen help,
They've got that bullpen help. I don't know if they quite have the rotational help, but you could move like a Sewald and maybe a guy that's close like an Emerson Hancock. Those teams have actually done trades before. Connor Phillips was moved over there. So I think that would make sense because Connor Wong has been a disaster. So Jonathan India going to that team to help for next year, and then they could get some big bullpen help. That might be something that they take a look at if you're trying to find a home.
All right. Speaking of trade rumors, there's a rumor that I'm going to get dealt at the deadline for KC Bubba. I don't know if that's true. There's rumors circulating. We'll follow up on that in the next days ahead.
Sources say.
There's been sources say that trade could happen at the deadline. So you got to look for that because that it's a deadline deal potentially on the 31st. I don't know. I mean, We'll see what kind of prospects. Maybe there's a player to be named later or cash
But I've heard the
all
rumor
I want
that,
is cash considerations at the end of the day.
I've heard, yeah, that's what we all want here. I've heard the rumor though is Joe could be signing right back next year. So it would be, it would be a rental.
Like you deal me, I just come back. Like that's the worst thing about me. The crowd has spoken. They want the Ohtani proposal. So here you go. Orioles proposal. The Angels get Joey Ortiz, number 5 prospect, Connor Norby, DL Hall, Dylan Beavers, and Kyle Stowers. I don't think that gets it done personally. I don't think
earthquake.
I don't think Ohtani to the Orioles really makes a lot of sense.
I just don't know. Like it's a weird mix. I actually did this episode on my prospect show, Prospect One, that released last week, where I did like the 8 prospects that are going to get traded at the deadline, but it was really more about teams. So like I had Connor Norby in there, so I think it gets traded. That is a lot of pieces, and there's some good ones in there. Connor Norby is like a real thing, but I think they want more pitching. I don't know if DL Hall does it. It's tough because it's a rental. Like you're looking at prices for a player that should be a guy you're getting like for 2 years, and Ohtani is 2 months, and there's no chance he re-signs there. So I just think that's a weird fit. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. Next tier is, well, look, the Rangers. I don't even want to acknowledge the Rangers one because they're not trading him in the division. Once again, now, if it wasn't the divisions, then all of a sudden the Rangers moving Ezekiel Duran and Owen White and maybe Jack Leiter or Dustin Harris, all of a sudden that's intriguing. I'm not saying it gets it done, but it's intriguing. The Yankees proposal starting with Jason Dominguez, Oswald Peraza, Clark Schmidt, Trey Sweeney. Now, Schmidt and Peraza being young and major league, relevant, that makes a lot of sense. But I think if you are pushing in your prospects for the Yankees, you're looking for Arenado because you need a long-term solution at third base. And yes, Ohtani is going to pitch and hit, but Nolan Arenado defensively helps your pitching staff immensely as well. So just saying.
I think if based on, you haven't even told me yet, the others, I think this is going to be the best one. Like if they wanted to do it, and you can get Jason Dominguez, you can get Trey Sweeney, who's really good. Clark Schmidt is someone they can throw in the rotation.
Yeah.
I think that
but they control, if you're going to do all that, you control Arenado for 3 more years. Now you got to take on a salary. That's
why do you
3
keep
more
saying
years.
Arenado?
But I'm saying, take this deal and put it towards Nolan Arenado because he's going to help the pitching staff with his defense. You control him for 3 years instead of Ohtani, which is, I don't know, it's a 2-month rental. Do you want to move that? But the problem with Arenado,
well, they already said that they're not going to trade them. But the problem with Arenado is he's got like $40 million over 3 years. Like they have to give him away. Like you're not going to get anything for Arenado. That's the craziness of this. That's like a selling away.
The last one here is, I think, the best one. It's the Dodgers. Bobby Miller, Diego Cartaya, Michael Busch. Again, when you have a surplus, when you have guys ahead of other guys already on the prospect train, Nick Nastrini, Kyle Hurt, and forgive me on this one, Thyron Lorenzo. I hope that's correct.
Lorenzo. Yeah, he's been really good. Yeah. That's a lot of stuff. Where did you see this? Was this like
this is from MLB.com? MLB.com put this together.
Yeah, I think it could be something like this. I think it could be like a Bobby Miller,
I think this is the framework.
Diego Cartaya, and then one more like low piece because then you get 2 rotational guys. All right, but the goofy thing, like I said before, is you're getting other accounts that are doing this. Like the Diamondbacks had some silly one. Like
this was a writer who decided to put a bunch of them, and these were the best I picked out because some of them, even the Rangers ones, ridiculous.
What odds do you think this is happening right now? Let's heat check.
65% yes right now today.
I am 30% that this happens. So I'm still 70%.
We'll do it again tomorrow. Okay. We'll heat check tomorrow. I love a good heat check. And also keep an eye out for that KC Bubba stuff. I know, like I said, that those reports are running wild in the Slack right now.
Sources.
Rookie Henry Davis, 3 for 4 with 2 homers, and his counterpart there is it Andy Rodriguez, I believe.
Andy Rodriguez.
Yes, also hit a home run, his first career home run. I actually saw that. By the way, he reminds me a little of Raul Ibanez. By the way.
Yeah, there's like a physical, a little bit shorter than that.
A little shorter, not as big of a guy, but in terms of like the follow through and the approach of the swing, I saw him, I was like, ooh, that's a little Raul Ibanez there on that dinger. So yeah, little fun stuff there. Yes, Henry
Davis was the first player to ever hit 2 homers off of Ohtani. They reported as well. So that's wild. That's
now you should trade him. I mean, he's done. He sucks now.
To the Pirates for Henry Davis.
Okay, there were some injuries this weekend. Yeah, right. There's some injuries this weekend, and one major one. Corey Seager going to the IL with a sprained right thumb. Oh, I feel like after the break, things for the Rangers, Eovaldi's velocity, he's getting skipped. You get Corey Seager. Another thing I saw Friday night, they cut in live when he was sliding into first. You saw that thumb jam, and he went, "Oh no, this is classic Corey Seager." It's just every time. So this is a huge blow to them. The Twins are expected to place Byron Buxton on the paternity list. I can make a million jokes here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let your mind make them instead. But anyway, Gleyber Torres was removed from Sunday's battle against the Royals due to tightness in his right hip. Trevor Story started his rehab assignment, and today he's moving up to AAA. And Brandon Woodruff this weekend threw 3 scoreless innings, struck out 4 in high A. Anthony Rendon also, this sounds kind of scary. They found internal bleeding around the bone bruise in his shin, and he's going to be out another 2 weeks. I mean, I just want this guy to be healthy. Like, all jokes aside about Anthony Rendon, and everybody makes him, he's laughing all the way to the bank. But this sounds like some serious stuff. So I hope he's okay.
Isn't that scary? Like, you could just have like some weird thing, and then there could just be like internal bleeding around it, and you don't know. Like, that scares me. That's like my very WebMD research at night type of thing, where it's like, man, my calf kind of hurts, and it's like, oh, it's probably because there's an ingrown monster that's in there chewing away at it, and you're just like, oh my god, how do I know?
It's fine. Pay your $100 copay, and then you have to get the 12 letters to see a specialist. Wonky Penguin, by the way, for the win. Byron Buxton to paternity list. I assume he'll pull a hammy walking to the nursery. There you go. Any other jokes you'd like to make? If you have a good one, I'll bring it up here on the show.
One thing we didn't bring before, real quick, is I saw the chat doing it because we didn't. I think we already did the rookie. What did we do? Sal Frelick this week.
I did not mention Sal Frelick.
Got the call up. 3 hits in that debut. He is quite a little. He's probably a better points guy. Homers, can steal some bases. If he hits at the top of the lineup at some point, there's runs, but he's going to hit lower. So he's like mixed for 12, but I think you could probably make the move. But lots and lots of contact, and that was an awesome debut. So keep your eyes on Sal Frelick.
There you go. Some fun conversations. Apparently, John P. Morosi reports, and this is why I put this under just for fun and not headlines, because just for fun, because when he reports it, expressed an interest in acquiring right-hander Justin Verlander. So I don't know what that means, but again, JP's got to get clicks, so we'll see. Anthony Rizzo also hit his first home run since May 20th. Wrap your mind around that. We had talked about a sell high on Anthony Rizzo. I even wrote about him at one point on FantasyPros.com in one of our weekly buy-sell pieces that we do. May 20th, even I didn't realize it had been that long. That is stunning. That is horrific. 3 up and 3 down. Vlad Guerrero, 2-run homer on Sunday. Max Muncy with a grand slam, still hitting under 200. That's right. Every time I'm still going to mention it because it's true. Aaron Nola, 7 strong innings for him. Struck out 7. 3 down. AJ Puck, 5th save, blown. Does he lose this job, Welsh?
It's a possibility. I think they picked up Tanner Scott off the waivers, and they've got May in there. So they've got other options. It's an important time. I don't know if he fully loses it, but I think they might do the he needs some rest, and we got to try somebody else type of thing. So
yeah, maybe the Mets should rest Carlos Carrasco because he gave up 5 runs and 10 hits in 2 2/3 against the Red Sox. And Emmett Sheehan had a bad start. Walked 5, gave up 8 runs. So that's like the first really bad outing for him. So back-to-back kind of clunkers. One was in Colorado. This one against a tough Rangers lineup, but I digress. So that was your weekend action. Now it's time to look ahead. And the best way to do that, as always, is to pick some prizes. So go to PrizePicks.com, download the app, and use that promo code leading off when you do, and you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Welsh, use the promo code leading off and pick a prize.
Free money. Go and do it. All right, so for PrizePicks today, I didn't realize this, but you and I have the same one, and it's actually gone up a tiny bit, but I still am a masochist for these strikeouts. Kenta Maeda, Luis Castillo, strikeout combo.
I got the same
That's
one.
That's the one. Don't do it.
Wait, is it Senga or Kenta Maeda's?
It is Kenta Maeda. I would actually, what would be amazing is if we could get Maeda versus Senga.
That's the day when the Shohei Ohtani jokes, the Welshism. That's when everything we've done here culminates in a moment where maybe that's when we jump the shark. When that happens, when those stars all align of all the stupidity and all the baseball and all the stuff, when we get the Maeda Senga head-to-head day, that's when...
You know what we need to? You know how everybody is you do the crazy YouTube artwork and stuff like that? You need my face with Maeda and Senga both throwing a pitch at my face, both in there. That's the type of artwork.
I would buy that shirt happily.
All right, so I've got Maeda, Castillo, strikeout combo. Really like Goldie today going up against the Diamondbacks and Ryan Nelson. And I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez fantasy score. So score on Goldie and Jose Ramirez, combo for the strikeouts for Maeda and Castillo for my prize picks today.
All right. Also, by the way, we have a question here. I want to get to this. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Angelo wants to know, I need a streamer for today. Logan Allen, yes, 100% yes. Against Kansas City, lock it up. He's one of my favorite DFS pitchers. You're in agreement? Yes.
Yep.
Do
horrible offense for Kansas City. So
yeah, so bad. Do it. Yes, good streamer. I also have the Castillo Maeda combination. Speaking of Royals, Bobby Witt, just 7. I would still go. 7's a low point total for hitter fantasy score. Corbin Carroll, 8.5 against Adam Wainwright. He's a gas can. He stinks. Betting wise, my 2 favorite bets today are the Twins at home, plus 102. They're home underdogs on the money line, and then 7.5 strikeouts for Yu Darvish in this one today. Again, Yu Darvish starting to turn things around. That's a good one for me. Good opponent on the other side too. Welsh, what do you have for the betting side of things today?
Well, on Friday when we left, we did hit that Seattle first 5 money line. We hit that prop earlier. Looking at today, that actually might have been a couple days ago. Looking at today, I've got Kenta Maeda strikeouts, and this is kind of a dicey one. So I looked at this last night, and I had it was like minus 135 for 5.5 strikeouts. Well, some places it's moved to 6.5, and the 5.5 has been super juiced. So a tiny bit of a suggestion, because playing like a minus 170 is really not great. You want to have some fun with it? I might look, and I haven't seen it on some books, and go over to Betting Pros, and you can check the prop cheat sheet, and it'll tell you where they are, I'm looking to pair with maybe like a Goldie hit. If you can get a singular hit from Goldie or Carroll, I might pair that with this strikeout, or find another strikeout prop you really like. If you like Joe's Darvish, you could go Darvish and Maeda. But I'm trying to stick to 5.5. I just hate the single juiced. The other play is Texas first 5 money line, which was around minus 135 when I saw it earlier. Those are my 2 favorite plays so far today, but check out Betting Pros, because I might be updating some more on the leading off group that you guys can join, and you get notified whenever we put up some new stuff.
Favorite juice, fruit related, obviously. Welsh, you have one?
It's probably,
is it more exotic, like a pomegranate or a pineapple juice or something like that, or are you just a standard OJ kind of guy?
So I'm a big, I don't know if I've said this, I'm a huge sour guy. I love pineapple.
We know that. We've spent enough time with you in your life to know how sour you are.
Yeah. Well, I can out sour anybody.
That's true.
Not just personally too.
The hole just keeps getting bigger and bigger as you dig it.
Any sour thing hole. I can out sour that. Okay, but coming back to it, so pineapple juice is on the list. Orange juice is just key, but I will tell you, I lock into apple juice sometimes, and a sleeper is cranberry juice. Love some cranberry juice.
No, terrible. Can't. No.
What is your juice of choice? What's the number one? Because OJ is
I like I like the hybrid of the orange pineapple. I like the blending of the juices, like the black and white cookie. Look to the cookie, look to the juice, bring the world together.
Like
that's
the
what
combo
I say every morning.
Pizza Hut Taco Bell.
Yes, exactly. Gotcha. That's exactly what I was thinking there. Also great, bring together your love of fantasy baseball and of collectibles right here. So rare. I don't think there's going to be a better transition all year than that. FantasyPros.com/collect. Sign up today, build and manage your fantasy MLB team like a pro. There's plenty of time left to do this. You scout, you buy, you sell, you compete, and you can do it all for free at So Rare MLB. FantasyPros.com/collect. That's the place to be. And you can join our league, FantasyPros.com/leading off league. Limited slate tonight for DFS, but I always like those. Logan Allen at 9.4. He's my favorite tournament play. If you're going to go up, it's Castillo, but again, a little dicey there because I still think Minnesota could win this game at home, especially with Byron Buxton not in the lineup with his enormous 0-for-5 potential. So you're going to get somebody in there else who's going to get a hit. Also, Yu Darvish at 10K if you want to pay up. So Darvish and Allen is where I'm going. Cleveland, Arizona, San Diego. I'm looking for offense from those 3. Those are the stacks you can get in on. Jordan Walker, 2.8. Ha-Seong Kim at 2.9, still at the top of that order. And Andres Gimenez having a much better last 25, 30 games than he did, obviously, the first 60. It was not pretty. For home run calls today, I'm going with our boy Corbin Carroll. I'm keeping it real. That's what I'm doing. Welsh, where are you going for your home run call today?
We need a board check because I had Corbin Carroll for the whole weekend, and I got 2 more. Where am I at?
I don't have a board from Ethan. I'll get one tomorrow. We're in that that weird season here. So I will ask Ethan, make sure we get one tomorrow.
If you happen to know off the top of your head,
knows.
I'd be curious.
She has control of the horizontal and the vertical. She knows exactly what's going on with the contest.
Yeah, I'm very curious at where I am because I think I'm close after this weekend. I think that was very good. By the way, very important question before I answer the home run. OJ, pulp or no pulp?
It's an interesting question.
You're going to be a pulp guy. I know it.
In my youth, no. Get that away from. I will. Look, as I've gotten older, I don't mind the pulp, and I will not eat an orange like I won't do it. Like it's not my.
Because it's squishy.
That's right, it's squishy food. But I don't mind. I don't buy it because nobody else will drink it. But I don't mind a little bit of the pulp now, and this is something I've come to in the last few years. So once again, you get old, your taste change. This is what happened.
Pulp is gross. No, pulp is a big no.
Welsh has 26 homers, by the way.
And Wonky's at 27? Oh, my God. Wonky passed me. Okay, I don't know where we are on the board then. I don't know where that is relative to the board.
You're not on the board at 26 and 27. You're getting close, I think, though, because we got people in the 30s by now.
So I got those 2 homers from this weekend. But, like, if my wife accidentally buys OJ with pulp in it, I'm going to run it through the
You might be close. Mount
Fisher
was at number 10 at 27. That was going into Friday. Okay. So you could be close there. You could.
I really had a cold spell. Those 2 homers didn't do much for me. I've been on a cold spell, but I'm getting there.
Yeah, you're getting there. If you want to get in there too, remember August is a fresh month. You could win fabulous prizes. FantasyPros.com/chat, free to join. But if you go premium, that's how you get the opportunity to do things like the home run contest. To do things like we're having all these mock drafts. Today we got one with Jamie Eisenberg on the NFL channel. This afternoon we're recording. Guess what? We pulled people from our Discord with that. It filled up in literally 8 seconds too. It's unbelievable, but the only way you even get a chance to be involved in things like that is to be premium, and then you get access to all the amazing tools we have at Fantasy Pros and the Draft Wizard and the in-season management tools. So it really take your fantasy game to the next level, and that's the most important thing.
It's pretty cool stuff. By the way, home run call is Paul Goldschmidt. Going back.
Goldie.
Going to Goldie, going against Ryan Nelson. Kind of almost feeling 2 tonight as well. So Goldie is going to hit Ryan Nelson. So that's why I'm looking for hit props on the home run. I'm looking to make a little bit of a late run, Joe. And,
I'd love to see you win the whole thing.
I would too, because I'm going to see Corbin. I could have him personalize it to me.
That is such a heel thing to do, to lay in the weeds and then win at the end. You organize this whole signing. You organize this with your buddy who does this, the Corbin Carroll thing, and then there's Welsh. And like as we get closer and closer, like and you look in the picture, it actually says to Welsh, love Corbin Carroll.
I just take it down.
And the whole time, this was all just a ruse. This whole channel, this whole contest, just to get you that helmet. That would be something.
It would be pretty incredible. But we'll be finding out all the fun stuff from there, and we'll find out. Also, the sources have been telling me these Bubba rumors. There's also a rumor that's floating out there that if this were to happen, Joe is going to have to release his rest of season player as well for the home run.
No,
just one guy.
These are just rumors now. I heard JP Morosi was the guy who reported it first, so you can't really take that
Bob Nightingale
too seriously. But for this and more conspiracy theories, tune in tomorrow. To leading off, we'll be here live like always, 12:30 Eastern time. Subscribe to Fantasy Bros MLB. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Enjoy your baseball. Happy Monday.